Okay, I'm a little late on this one. Impact review tonight. I was gonna do the review right after the show tonight, but I almost thought the mic wasn't working. I had to check it real quick. I was gonna do a review right after, but I was gonna check out the rest of that whole. I think I said this yesterday. Check out the rest of that whole Benoit documentary on Vice TV. I'm not gonna talk about the whole thing right now. I just had to see the part two of it first because I already know I saw part one the other day on YouTube, so I had to check out part two. It's a lot to say from that, but I'm not. Maybe I should do a video review on that, possibly. But yeah, I will just say this. Listen, I've seen a lot of videos throughout the years from conspiracy theorists or multiple other documentaries that have to do with, Benoit and everything. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into it that much. Maybe I'll do a different video on that, but I just had to see how the rest of it was gonna go. It's nothing mostly new I've heard before, but I can see why people have a lot of mixed opinions on that Dark Side of the Ring documentary, because I've either seen some say they were very sympathetic towards him, or like I said, some people hate it because there was just too much sympathy for Benoit to what he did, or some people didn't like it. So I thought that was an interesting documentary. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into all of it right now, but yeah, I recommend watching that too. Like I said, I just finished watching that before I got on and did this review. Eerie a couple times, but I don't know. You gotta go off your opinion on if you see the whole thing. But I recommend watching it though. But Impact, I was actually hoping it was gonna be gone from Sam's Town. Excuse me. Hoping it's gonna be away from Sam's Town at this point. But yeah, since they're in Sam's Town, Vegas and everything. What am I on quarantine? I don't even know how many days I'm on quarantine right now. But like I said, a lot of the stuff on the show tonight. A lot I do want to say about, which I'm hopefully this is the end of on some of this stuff on Impact, and we can move on to some new stuff and maybe better this time. But we do kick off the show with a Scramble match, I should say, or Fatal. I didn't say Fatal 4, but Fatal 6 or 7 way for a number one contender shot at the X Division title. The Mac, Willie Mack, Chris Bay, AC Romero, Daga, Rohit Raju, Jake Chris, Cousin Jake, and Trey Miguel. Listen, there's a lot to say about this match. I could just say multiple spot fests, of course, which was really good, by the way, also, which I will say, I don't know how long they've been in Vegas, but it woke the crowd up that I even got some holy shit chants for AC Romero, especially doing a suicide dive on everybody. But this was an enjoyable Scramble match, I will say that. Chris Bay is really good. Mostly he was really over because he is from Vegas, so I expected him to be over right here. But this was a fun match to watch. Like I said, you could count this as a spot fest, but it was a good way to open the show and at least hype the crowd up. I will say that, because it ended up when I think Cousin Jake there pretty much catching Jake Chris and hitting him would look like almost like a black hole slam or whatnot to the ground. But when he pinned him, Mac did a frog splash for the win, so Mac is getting a title shot, which I figured Mac was going to get a title shot anyways, because last week he did say he was coming after Ace Austin for the X Division title, so not really surprised that he won. It was a fun match, but I'm sure we all knew that the Mac was going to end up winning to face Ace Austin, since Ace Austin did the same thing like the week before, and now Mac says he's coming after the title, so yeah, I kind of expected him to get the win. So good fun match to kick off the show. They didn't show Dave Chris pretty much talking to Madman Fulton backstage, saying we need to do this, we need to get back on track, this losing streak is about to end. Jake's going out there to win, which he came back and he did not win and everything. Well, he wasn't pinned, but, that's besides the point. And he said that Sammy's testing us right now. But Dave, Sammy is gone. It's just us now. We don't know what he's doing. We haven't spoken to him in months, but Sammy says, I'm his best, not Sammy, but Jake said, I'm Sammy's best friend. I know this is all a test. He wants us to get back on track. Dave didn't really go with him at first, but they started to agree and everything. We can do this because we can take over everything, as he said. Because now it's kind of like, who do they believe? Do they believe Sammy's coming back? Or he's not, because Fulton ended up breaking both the Chris brothers up, saying we need to have a united front and everything. And they did their whole thumbs up, thumbs down, but they didn't do the thumbs down. Sammy said that's Sammy. I keep seeing Sammy for some reason. No, Callahan's not in this right now, but Chris pretty much says no. This here is a family. Okay, we wait. So they're gonna wait their time. They didn't do the thumbs part, no thumbs up, thumbs down, just a thumbs up this time. And they want to end this whole losing streak. So at least they're doing something with OVE right now, instead of just kind of waiting in the back. And I don't like how they're taking L's on the time, but I know why they're taking the L's due to this story and this whole losing streak that's going on. Because I'm gonna get into the loss later on, which I'm sure some people are not going to like in general, but it does have to do with the story of OVE having this losing streak ever since Sami Callihan kind of disappeared for a long time, since Hard to Kill. And just recently came back last week now, but they don't really know what to do, so at least they're trying to keep some united front. Moose went against Chase Stevens. Listen, man, I don't even remember Chase Stevens that well in TNA. I said this last week, and this wasn't much of a match either. Moose ended up winning with the spear, and it just didn't go long. And as he kept beating up Chase Stevens, Scott D'Amore said, you want to talk about TNA? You want to beat up and fight TNA so bad? Well, turn around. Next thing you know, Suicide comes back then and takes out Moose, knocking him to the ground. Which, this makes me even more kind of, like I said, I know everything's getting canceled as it is already, or has been already canceled. Mostly all wrestling is canceled right now. But I am kind of like I said before, I'm kind of glad they're really not doing this whole TNA reunion show right now. Because I've said this before, that you're not going to get all the very big TNA stars that you had before. Like I said, they're either in WWE or AEW right now, or maybe Ring of Honor. But like the way bigger ones are just not even here anymore, okay? Hey, I think about Suicide, bringing him back, because listen, like I said, I don't even remember Chase Stevens like that, but Suicide, which we all know that's TJ Perkins, because he was Suicide before, or Manic, or then they said Daniels was Suicide. Listen, Suicide was not that bad, especially at the time, but Suicide was a video game character at the same way he was in the TNA video game before they actually had him as a wrestler and stuff, which I didn't mind sometimes, but now I'm kind of like, do we need Suicide back? Honestly, I liked Suicide, but it was hard to tell who he was at the time. I just know it's Perkins, because Perkins was, I don't know if he was the last person now, but it was at the time, I do remember him being Suicide, and he was Manic, or, like I said, just TJP in general. And now since he's back, I'm sure he was under the mask this time, but I'm kind of glad they're holding off from this, because I'm still trying to understand this whole Moose versus TNA. Okay, this is Impact, but we don't want to see TNA back again. We don't need to see all these old TNA stars trying to take stuff back, which, like I said, this was a different time. I wouldn't mind TNA coming back, but I think this company should try to stay away from the names TNA and just kind of keep going Impact, just because of an identity type of thing right now. But at the time, the old TNA, I wouldn't mind, but the people they brought back, which, like I said, now it's canceled, reunion show, I'm kind of glad this didn't go down, because you wouldn't get all the people you really wanted back. I didn't mind some of them, but you're not going to get the bigger names like you once did before, okay? So, I'm like, Suicide, though, I'm like, okay, I wasn't sure about that. They didn't show Rosemary in a bar then, pretty much hanging out with Taya and her friends, as pretty much talking about her story and everything, to what she's done, until some other guy said, yo, it took you 2 years, and that's nothing. And then it was some random dude, like it said, but then next thing you know, she runs into Raven. So Raven is back, apparently. That was kind of, I'm like, Raven's back? And he says, listen, it took you 2 years to do nothing, okay? And it gets better. You go 7 years, then it goes 9 years, it gets even better. And then you go 20 years that, you just hate each other, and that's come easy. Then that's what me and Dreamer are. We hate each other for so long that we're going to be hating each other till we get into one of those nursing homes in wheelchairs. I'm going to be, squirting blood into his medicine or whatnot, or his tubes. So, yeah, I can't wait to do that and everything. We tortured each other for so long. So, the feud with Tommy Dreamer and Raven continues for some reason, as Raven explains it. Rosemary ended up doing her teleporting thing, and Raven says, like, I should have been a psychiatrist, something he said, since, he's talking about this whole feud, like, when 2 years, 7 years, 9 years, next thing you know, it's over 20 years, and we're going to be doing another 20 more, Raven versus Tommy Dreamer, so there you go. They showed Ace Austin and Reno Scum in the back. I will say at least Raven was fun to see, so I was wondering Rosemary teleport too. But I do like Rosemary in the bar now. I do like this. It's better than her to be in the Undead realm, which we're going to get to soon enough anyways. Ace Austin, though, was in the back with Reno Scum talking to the Mac then. As Mac says, I'm not buying your little act and everything, but I'm going to take that title away from you. Johnny Swinger back in and say, listen, man, you're not doing the Mac and Pack anymore. We're not doing this team and stuff, man. Listen, man, when you win and get the title, we can get more Rizats around here. Mac looked at him crazy before he walked off. It ended up then being Reno Scum versus the Rascals right after. Not a bad tag, but I'm kind of wondering why the Rascals have lost, 2-3 weeks in a row now, I believe. First, they're losing to the Desi It Squad. I think they got the win back after, but now they're losing to Reno Scum. I'm like, where are the Rascals really going right now? Other than maybe Trey, at least they try to break out as a single star, but I don't know where Dez and Wentz are going for, because I was like, really, I'm just expecting Reno Scum to lose just because they lose a lot, but for some reason they had Reno Scum go over the Rascals this time. I don't know what was up with that, unless something leads to the Rascals or some team. I don't know, but strange how they just kind of lost from there. We got another Tenille Dashwood video package, Impact Moment of the Week. Then we went to the cancel culture video, or just paid for by thing, which it shows Joey Ryan talking. They talk about the Deaners have this toxic masculinity and everything, and that he's going to face Cody Deaner next week. As they show the Deaners on a farm, then pretty much says, you understand this whole cancel culture thing? Like, not really. Or they cancel all these TV shows, like, what, the Dukes of Hazzard or Gunsmoke. So just cancel, dude. Like, what is toxic masculinity? And Jake kind of, yeah, I'm smelling like it. Yeah, dude, you really smell like it until you drunk some beer. So, it's going to be Cody Deaner versus Joey Ryan next week. I get the idea of this cancel culture thing. I'm still not sure of it all the way, but I get the idea of where they're going with this cancel culture and whatnot. So if it's making fun of it, then yeah, because that's kind of how the internet acts with this, toxic masculinity, like to say, because I've already said what I say about people on the internet that do cancel culture. Fuck them, because I don't believe in that shit anyways. But I get where they're going with this gimmick, and I say, listen, as long as it stops doing Joey Ryan from doing these stupid dick suplex bullshit, then I would have no problem with this all the way. I'm like, okay, at least it's something different. We don't have to see the same bull crap, because I just skip over anything that has to do with Joey Ryan nowadays. But I'm like, okay, he's not doing the dick thing, so let's see where this goes. They didn't show Sami Callihan interrupting the broadcast, as he talked about isolation right now feels really good. Yeah, we're all isolated right now, all right, kind of Sami child in the future and whatnot. They talk about problem is impact management right now. And now he has to face Ken Shamrock at Rebellion, which I don't think that show's happening due to what's going on right now. But he says he's going to face Ken Shamrock. Ooh. Saying he's the world's most dangerous man now because of what he's done in the past 2 years in Impact. That makes him the most dangerous man currently right now. So he's coming after Ken Shamrock. Next, we then got OVE versus Rhino and Sabu in an old school rules match which made no sense. Listen, I like Sabu, but the guy can't move like he used to an extent, in a way, alright? And then it's like you got OVE, and I'm sure, like I said, I know it's a losing streak story going on with OVE, but I don't get why they need Rhino and Sabu going over them. 2, this is an old school rule match. Okay, Sabu uses the chair, starts throwing at people's heads and jumping off of them. But hey, Jake Chris knocks down a referee a little, then he starts using the chair. The referee stops him. That makes no sense. They just let Sabu use it, so it's a no DQ match, I thought. So how is this now like a DQ if Sabu's throwing chairs at people's heads and using them? This makes no sense, okay? So I understand why people say Rhino and Sabu did not need to go over, which I agree, but I get the story of them OVE having a losing streak. And yeah, Dave Chris was pinned, because I found it was odd enough when Fulton was pinned by Rhino not that long ago. And I'm like, where are we going with this ECW stuff right now? Okay, so I don't know why they got OVE just jobbing like that, and I don't get the Super Genie thing with Sabu. I guess she's just there to get chairs most of the time, but a lot of this did not make sense, and I'm sure a lot of people going like, why is OVE even selling the Sabu out there in general? Okay, unless he's not, just throwing chairs at people's heads and whatnot, whatever this old school rule match is. So yeah, Rhino and Sabu gotta win. Okay, this Undead Realm stuff. I'm not gonna go into every bit of detail where this goes, especially with Havoc and Su Yung. Listen, I hope this is the last time I see this Undead Realm thing after this, because of what I saw. Because Su Yung was there and James Mitchell sitting in a chair, and then Havoc and Su Yung started hitting each other with like a crowbar and a machete, battling back and forth, trying to stab each other. And, Sue ended up choking out Havoc and everything, I think with that mandible claw bloody glove, until some dude came and attacked not Rosemary, but Su Yung to the ground with some weapons, but she took the machete and pretty much sliced his throat, taking him out. And, she's about to go after Mitchell, but Havoc ended up choking her out with the noose and everything. Su Yung battled back, pretty much was going to take the blade and cut Havoc, but Mitchell said, no, listen, you both proved yourself, but, Havoc is a disgrace, you both gotta go. So he banished them to the Undead Wasteland, which is in the middle of the desert. We'll get into more of this weird stuff soon enough, but, we do go on the main event of the show, though, of Michael Elgin and Taya versus Tessa Blanchard and Eddie Edwards. Not a bad match, I will say that. Actually pretty enjoyable for a main event, okay? This was really good. I did enjoy this match, especially going into the finish of it. I did kind of like how, Elgin going for the Elgin bomb. I thought it looked real deadly when he powerbomb Tessa onto Eddie Edwards. First off, I'm sure people are going to say Tessa and Elgin in the ring is not believable, especially when she's hitting poison ranas and some type of a tornado DDT, which looked cool, but Elgin looked like he kills her out there, just hitting her like one punch or forearm across the freaking head at the time, okay? So, I know it's supposed to be a title match that was supposed to happen in Rebellion, but obviously Rebellion's not really going to be happening right now due to the whole Corona thing and stuff, but I kind of already said before how that match was going to go, but I'm kind of glad it's postponed now to a later event. But, like I said, Elgin did like a beast out there. Taya ended up jumping off the top rope onto Tessa to the outside of the ring, where she cut her face, by the way, too. And then Elgin hit the buckle bomb, then the Elgin bomb on Eddie Edwards. I guess I said it was the 5th win over him. So Elgin and Taya get the win. I know Lethal Lockdown was supposed to be coming, Lockdown, but obviously that's not happening either until a later date. So good main event, but then we go back to the Undead Realm thing where Su Yung and Havoc are walking in the desert, and Rosemary comes back and teleports saying, the Undead Wasteland, we get a free pass. So listen, I know you didn't expect me to help, and before you guys fight, I'm gonna agree to help you back. So she teleports them all back. Su Yung and Havoc go to James Mitchell. James Mitchell, how did you get back here? And he said you passed the test and everything. Su Yung was going to stab him, but Havoc ended up stabbing James Mitchell, then leaving him there. And then I guess he went to heaven then, where some music was playing. There were some cats and Abyss with thumbtacks. And then at the end, before they finally end the show, he says, who booked this shit? Honestly, I really want to know who booked this. And I hope this is the last time we ever see of the Undead Realm, okay? Maybe not James Mitchell or anything. I like James Mitchell, but I hope this is the last time, because I have no idea where this is going anymore, and I'm hopefully glad it's over. I actually was hopefully glad Rosemary was gone from this, but if this is the last appearance she's going to make, because she's like, okay, my work is done here, I'm going to go back and party now, okay? So, I'd rather see the Rosemary and Taya thing to see where this goes than this Undead Realm stuff. I've said it before, the Undead Realm ran its course way too long, okay? I get it when it had to do with Allie and the bunny and everything, but once the bunny left and, disintegrated in the AEW and stuff, which she's another bunny over there right now, they should have just ended it. But the Su Yung thing, the Susie stuff wasn't bad, but then we had Havoc involved, and then it just got too... I said it before in the past, they wanted to be the broken universe, but just could not work it out all the way, okay? It just couldn't work. Some of it was funny and stuff, but a lot of it was still not very good. And to what I saw tonight, some people think this looks like cable access television to what they've done with this Undead Realm, of how it was shot and how, where all these props and these scary stuff going on and people hitting each other with blades, and then we go to probably in the middle of the Las Vegas desert or Nevada somewhere, and then they come back and take out James Mitchell, and then you got Cats and Abyss with thumbtacks to heaven, and I'm sure everybody said that at the end. Who booked this shit, okay? And I'm hopefully this is over and we move on to something else with all these people. Rosemary, at least she's moved on to something else. Move Su Yung to something else. That's if she's still with the company last time I checked. I remember during the tapings, something was going on with her contract. Move Havoc to something else. Move them towards the title. Make them new opponents. Build all of them into something else. You're already doing with Rosemary, but no more Undead Realm. I'm glad this is over, and we finally move on. No more Undead Realm of going with all this crazy spooky stuff. It was okay a couple times, but at this point in the game, it ran its freaking course, and I am glad it's finally gone, okay? Like James Mitchell said in the end, who booked this shit, okay? To what I've been hearing is Jimmy Jacobs, to what I've been reading about, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know who was really booking this thing, but I just wanted to move on to something else so everybody else can do something, okay? But I didn't even hate this episode of Impact all the way. My only problem is mostly just the Undead Realm stuff, but I'm glad it's over at the same time. I like the main event. The Scramble match was pretty good in the beginning also. I know Ovi's in the story of taking losses, but right on Sabu and just how some of it was botchy and... Okay, Sabu can use a chair, but everybody else can't use a chair, though. Okay, so some of the stuff that makes sense. Sami Callihan, hacker mode, I do like that. And wherever OVE is going, and their promo in the back was pretty good, too. So I did enjoy that part. I don't think in the Knockouts champ he was here tonight, but I did enjoy some parts of the show. I will say that. But... hopefully this Undead Realm stuff is over and we can finally move on. But other than that, comment, subscribe. Tell what you think about the show. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Blah, blah, blah. See you guys later. Check out any more episodes of the review of Impact right now. Like I said, maybe I'll come back with a Dark Side and Ring interview. But other than that, stay safe. Wash your hands. Be careful out there. And I'll see you back next for another review depending on how long this quarantine goes. But I'll see you guys later. Peace out.